My name is Dr. Jason Painter. I am a chiropractor in Utah, specializing in sports medicine. You've heard it before probably. Anyways, I am going to be looking at YouTube fitness advice, which there's a whole slew of fantastic and terrible things out there. So we're going to start with Joe Rogan.
Between the legs like that.
Yep.
That's how you build the real core strength. If your back and your whole the whole spinal column.
Yeah.
Keep it tight and strong.
It's funny. You get even today. I'm reading some comments about whatever it is. There's a lot of stupid people out there when it comes to like not understanding the right way to work out.
Right.
And I want to tell these guys, hey man, two things. One is if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. Number two, I didn't go home last night and smoke a bunch of crack and dream. I mean, I've done a lot of freaking research, there's a lot of time and effort that's gone into this. And they'll say, hey man, you're going to throw your back out doing that stuff. No, that's building your back.
Yeah.
Working that transverse plane is what guys neglect a lot.
So I don't know what specifically they were saying in terms of doing that, but going into all planes of motion, frontal, sagittal, transverse, those are all really important for basically being functional. Like we weren't designed, I do have qualms with traditional weightlifting where, you don't want to just do one single movement or isolate one single muscle. You want to go in a lot of different movement patterns. And so I think he's right in that regard. What he's actually talking about for the specific exercise, I'm not actually sure, but traditional classic ways of just training can lead to a lot of issues. So you have to really strengthen core specifically in order to have a good solid foundation. Without that, you can have a lot of issues come up. So I'll say, I think it's a good one there. Let's do top 3 muscle groups to build to look more attractive. Gotta learn these. I'm guessing the jawbone.
The middle delt, the mid shoulder, giving you more of that width. It's not going to help as much as the weighted pull-ups and upper back, but combined with the big back, building the shoulders really help give you that perfect, solid, well-crafted V shape. Now, finally, the other muscle group we really need to build also is going to be your upper chest. The upper chest comes right around the top of the circumference of your shoulder to waist ratio. So building the upper chest is really going to give you an amazing look. Moreover, when you do more upper chest work, you can get that really sleek, plate of armor look, that square chest look that looks awesome that a lot of Hollywood actors have. So the incline press is really what you should be focusing on the most with your chest training to build up the top of your chest. Now, those, if you focus on those muscle groups, the upper chest, the shoulders, the back, you're going to revolutionize your physique. You do that while also staying lean. You're going to really achieve that Hollywood look. And everywhere you go, girls will be checking you out like crazy because you have that V shape, which is very...
He's absolutely right. I have nothing to say to you, sir. You're absolutely right. So aesthetics, that is important for a lot of people, but it's not the most essential thing. You can train for aesthetics and it's great. Doesn't mean anything in particular. Really what I'm most interested in is the longevity benefits of being able to work out, and weight training in particular is one of the best things that you can do to stay young and fit and functional. So I don't care if you're 85 years old or if you're 20, weight training is really important. And he's not wrong that building that specific physique is something that people find more attractive, sure. But that's about as narcissistic a way to go about it as possible, honestly. Like, just work out, enjoy working out, learn to enjoy using your body, and the way that you look is going to come along with that, I'm sure, but it should not be the number one point. Overall, there's so many things that people say and recommend you do in order to look and feel and do better in certain things. Whenever you have built muscle mass and strength, even if you lose a lot of that not atrophy from just lack of use. It comes a lot quicker when you're retraining. So having that initial grounding, or that base, if you will, is really good to be able to establish a healthy lifestyle in the future. The younger you do it too, that also is when you're going to be laying down the most bone. So people with osteoporosis, that's where you can get a lot of benefit initially so that you don't have to deal with osteoporosis, osteopenia later on in life. And then also, the more muscle you have, the faster metabolism is going to be, because you have to burn more calories to feed that muscle. Is it for everyone? Absolutely not. But there aren't really any major health ramifications, but there are a lot of health benefits from just training hard, working hard. Our bodies were meant to be used. And like our ancestors, we didn't lie around all day watching Pain and Gain, The Rock, and Mark Wahlberg in their movies. They were actually going out and, hunting and gathering and farming. Really, it comes down to what things are you willing to do in order to achieve what your goals are. Like, I'm never going to recommend that my patients use steroids, for example, but there are ways to optimize your testosterone levels, for example, which is one of the main things that they're trying to do. And that has to go down to your basic habits. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you waking up and going to bed at the same times roughly? Are you eating healthfully? Are you eating foods that give you the precursors to that? If you do those things, then honestly, you're going to be a lot healthier and happier in your life than if you weren't. As for the rest of it, there's real value, I think, in looking outside of traditional strength training or other things to look and see how you can optimize certain movement patterns. In my work, I look at trying to help people be as functional in whatever their thing is. So for the house mom, it's being able to pick up the kids. For the pole vaulter, it's being able to have the fascial tensegrity in order to be able to bounce himself 18 feet into the air. It varies from person to person, and the training needs to reflect that too. Yeah, for these guys, most of them were really interested in just being super buff and fit and looking really good for the ladies. They can do it that way, and that's great. I don't know if there's anything else I can even say.